Hi everybody, this is Vinny and welcome to Complain Time. This is a show where we take a moment while the boss is out of the office, talk about things that really, just quite frankly, annoy us to death. Because you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. Now, obviously, as you can tell, I'm clearly out of the office once again instead of my boss, but I'm actually on my way to a Halloween party. That is why Duffman is here on HVMA once again. Only this time, instead of providing inspiration, he's got some to get off his chest. So before we go any further, I want to give you guys an opportunity to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complaint Time, as well as other additional HVMA content. Now, today's topic that I want to get into, something that really gets on my nerves. People getting offended over Halloween. How sad and pathetic of a human being do you have to be to get offended over Halloween? This is literally the most non-threatening, all-inclusive holiday that there is. There's no religion attached to this. There's no ethnic background attached to this. There's not even a relationship status attached to this. And I already mentioned that stuff on the Valentine's Day debut episode of Complaint Time. So you know what I'm talking about. All you have to do to be part of Halloween is put on a costume and either go to a party or go trick-or-treating. Oh yeah. But of course, like everything else in life, there's always a group of snowflakes who have to try and ruin life for everyone else so we can all be as lonely and miserable as they are. For example, the people who try to make Halloween a satanic holiday. In fact, this reminds me of a story. Come on, everybody. This is Story Time with Duffman. You see, when I was a kid, my mom was working as a substitute teacher. And one time she had to teach music. Now, my mom didn't know really how to teach music. She didn't really study music when she was a kid. But my mom used to be a dancer in the Pennsylvania Ballet for many years. So she knew about choreography and other aspects of performing music. Like she knew how to dance to it, but she didn't really know about playing music and its history and all that stuff. So my mom bought a VHS tape. Yeah, that's how far back this story goes. It was back when VHS tapes were the in thing. Of the Michael Jackson Thriller music video. So she used that video to teach music as well as choreography and costumes, and she managed to get through the class, and everything seemed to go well. Well, the next day, my mom got called into the principal's office because one of the parents of one of the students in her class accused my mother of devil worship and tried to encourage kids to do the same. They were basically saying my mom worships Satan, and they were trying to encourage the other kids to worship Satan. Yeah, the same woman who, when I was a kid, took me to church every Sunday, who had me involved in plays at the church, who had me singing at the church, who put me in CCD classes that I hated with everything I had, who got me to the communion, who almost made me do the confirmation. My parents, deeply rooted in religion at that time, was being accused of worshiping the devil. And here's the thing. Both my mom and the principal were in agreement that this was stupid. Because this was back in the 90s when people actually acknowledged stupid things instead of catering to them. But the principal was forced to have this meeting, and they both had to sit there and listen to the BS that this Karen was spewing out. And my favorite story is, as this is drowning on and 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 on, at one point, she actually says, "I'm a born-again Christian." And at this point, my mom had had enough, and without missing a beat, she said, "Yeah? Well, I got it right the first time." Yeah, my mom's a savage. So then the principal calmed everyone down. My mom gave an apology, the fakest one she ever gave in her life, and the lady left the office. At that moment, my mom and the principal laughed uncontrollably, because this was the funniest thing they'd ever seen. Now, this story, as entertaining as it is, actually is a segue into the point I'm about to make. First of all, Very few people dress like the devil on Halloween. And if they do, I promise you they're dressed as Lucifer. Morning star, pleasure. So out of curiosity, what is it you desire? I have a way of finding that out, detective. Also, nobody dresses up like ghosts or goblins or werewolves anymore either. Those are rarities. And if they do dress like a vampire, it's usually from Twilight, which gets you laughed at more than anything else, because nothing is less intimidating than a glittery, sparkly vampire. And if you do see a woman dressed like a witch, it's not even an actual witch. It's just a black dress with a funny hat. You see, when it comes to Halloween, there's only two things happening. Kids are going outside and hopefully getting lots of candy. Adults are going to party and hopefully get laid. That's Halloween. Nobody is worshiping Satan. And if they are, it's not a big deal because nobody's going to want to talk to them anyway because they're weird. So don't ruin it for the rest of us, you bunch of Karens. Now, the other part that pisses me off is the fact that people get offended over Halloween costumes. It's a costume. Grow up. Part of the fun of Halloween is you can be whatever you want to be. There's literally no restrictions. You can dress up as a boy, you can dress up as a girl, you can dress up as a superhero. It doesn't matter. You can dress up as anything you want. Unless you're at a school or an office party, then there might be some restrictions because they have policies. But that's because there's a boss and a principal setting up those policies. So if you don't like it, you don't have to go to the party. Go somewhere else where you can have more fun. But in general, you're free to dress up as whoever you want. Nobody cares because it's Halloween, it's a costume. It's not a live action movie. So it doesn't matter what color you are, what gender you are, what nationality you are. You can dress up as anything you want. Anything. Sky's the limit. And by the way, to anyone out there who's ever uttered this phrase, my culture is not a costume. Here's a newsflash for you. Yes, it is. That's the whole purpose of Halloween, is to dress up as someone different from yourself. That's why they have masks and costumes that pertain to actual celebrities and public figures, so you can dress up as them. It's why they sell costume ethnicities, so you can dress up as them. Because the purpose of Halloween is not to offend, it's to have fun. That's why people dress up in these different costumes. They're not trying to insult, they're not trying to offend, they're not trying to trigger or hurt people's feelings. They just want to have fun. And as I mentioned before, Halloween is an all-inclusive holiday. No one is excluded from it. There's nothing that disqualifies you from being part of Halloween. It's a holiday that anyone can celebrate. And if I can be honest and frank with you guys, as I tend to be on this show, this is the only fun holiday we have left. So go to the nearest costume shop, pick out your favorite superhero or villain or celebrity or nationality. Dress up, get candy, get drunk, get laid, stop crying like little babies, and just have a happy Halloween. Well, anyway, I got a Halloween party to go to and I don't want to be late, so that'll conclude complaint time for today. So before you guys go, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complaint Time, as well as other additional HVMA content. Check back soon for a new episode. And until then, stay social, and remember, Duffman can never die. Only the actors who play him. Oh yeah!